Labubu dolls have become a cornerstone of the modern designer toy market. These vinyl figures, often sold in blind boxes, command massive resale values and hours-long queues in major cities. Recently, however, the conversation around these collectibles has shifted from their rarity to a series of unsettling reports. The center of this shift is Shanghai. Mei Lin, a young woman who had recently moved to the city from a small village, was working at a high-end toy boutique. She had taken the job to provide for her mother and sister following the death of her father. When a limited edition Labubu collection arrived at her store, Mei Lin followed the trend, securing a unique golden variant for herself. Unlike the standard models, this specific figure featured a wider, more pronounced grin that set it apart from the rest of the stock. Mei Lin spent the evening documenting the doll's features, its golden fur, elongated ears, and oversized teeth. She eventually introduced the toy to her dog, Bao, expecting the same playful curiosity he showed her other collectibles. Bao's reaction was immediate and uncharacteristic. He didn't sniff the doll. He recoiled, baring his teeth and barking at the shelf with a level of aggression Melon had never seen from him before. Domestic animals often perceive environmental shifts that humans overlook. When a socialized pet treats a static piece of plastic like a lethal predator, it suggests the object is projecting an influence that goes well beyond its physical appearance. The change in Melon began the next morning. She woke with a heavy, unidentifiable pressure in her chest and a sudden, jagged irritability that felt entirely foreign to her gentle character. This internal hostility quickly bled into her professional life. During her shift at the boutique, she snapped at a customer over a minor question, leading to a public confrontation that resulted in her immediate termination. Unemployed and spiraling, Melon fell into a deep, feverish sleep that evening. She dreamt of a red, decaying entity with serrated claws pinning her to the mattress, its weight making it impossible for her to breathe. She jerked awake to find the golden Labubu doll sitting directly on her chest. In the dim light of the bedroom, the toy's wide, toothy smile matched the expression of the creature from her nightmare. Bao charged into the room a second later, snatching the doll from the bed and tearing into the vinyl until the toy was reduced to a pile of golden fur and shredded plastic. Melon cleaned up the remains, but the damage was done. The entity had moved from an internal psychological pressure to a physical presence in the room, forcing a direct confrontation with the only protector Melon had left. By morning, Melon's physical condition had deteriorated. Her skin was covered in small, red marks resembling bite wounds, and her apartment was silent. Bao, who usually woke her up, was nowhere to be found. She searched every room before finding him in the kitchen. Bao was lying in the sink, his body mangled and his blood drained, as if he had been systematically attacked by something much larger than a dog. Resting on the edge of the sink was the golden Labubu. Despite being shredded by Bao the night before, the doll was now perfectly intact, though its hands and teeth were stained a deep, wet red. Driven by pure survival instinct, Melon incinerated the doll. She watched it burn to ash, sealed the remains in a jar, and cast them into a nearby river, telling her sister over the phone that the ordeal was finally over. However, in cases of suspected demonic attachment, destroying the physical object rarely ends the cycle. It often does the opposite, removing the boundaries of the vessel and allowing the entity to operate without a permanent anchor. The resolution Melon hoped for never came. She was found dead in her apartment the following morning. The golden Labubu simply sat beside her, unharmed and showing no signs of having ever been burned or submerged. The cycle began again almost immediately. A friend from the toy store, assuming the doll was a valuable collectible, took it from the scene, unknowingly providing the entity with a path to a new victim. Melon's experience is no longer an isolated case. Data indicates a sudden, sharp rise in incidents involving these gold variant dolls globally. The reports share a consistent pattern: rapid health decline, loss of livelihood, and violent misfortune befalling their families. Researchers tracking the phenomenon have noted the doll's striking resemblance to Pazuzu, an ancient Mesopotamian demon. Pazuzu was often depicted with a grimacing, toothy face and was feared as a bringer of sickness and famine. As the Pazuzu theory gains traction, it has fueled a tangible panic. In several markets, customs officials flag toy shipments, while collectors seek religious figures to bless their collections, warding off the perceived curse. This leaves us to decide if we are witnessing a viral myth born from the internet's love of the macabre, or if a very ancient evil has successfully updated its image, using the craze for mass-produced collectibles to find a place on our shelves.